There is one laugher that has occurred in the hearings. This is what you call chutzpah. Politico has the details. Hillary Clinton said in the hearings today that she didn't conduct most of her official business as Secretary of State via email. Yeah. She didn't even have a computer in her State Department office. She didn't do most of the business of Secretary of State by email. She said this during her testimony. She was being questioned by Indiana Republican Susan Brooks. By the way, Jim Jordan of Illinois just launched his questioning, and it looks promising. I hope we're rolling on that. At any rate, Susan Brooks, Indiana Republican, Clinton was asked to account for the lack of emails to and from State Department officials regarding the situation on the ground in Libya from 2011 to 2012. The situation was deteriorating. Remember, she thinks Libya is a great success story, vanquishing Gaddafi. And yet the email trail between State Department officials and the regime regarding what was going on the ground in Libya 2011, 2012, there isn't much of one. And Mrs. Clinton said, well, Congresswoman, I didn't really conduct most of the business I did on behalf of our country on email. And the room just, I don't know how it didn't erupt in laughter. And this is her attempt, obviously, to relegate the email story to way over there. Out of the way. It's irrelevant. As those emails, I didn't even do most of my business in email. I didn't even have a computer in my office at the State Department. She said, I conducted my business in meetings. I read massive amounts of memos. I read a great deal of classified information. I made a lot of secure phone calls, and I was in and out of the White House all the time. So she's saying just because it was not on her email doesn't mean she was not responding or reacting to any situation at hand. So she's trying to say that this email thing you guys are all following, there's nothing to see there anyway because I didn't do most of my business on email. No, there were only 60,000 emails in that private server, 30,000 of which she deleted before anybody saw them, claiming they were about yoga and her daughter's wedding and gift registrations for the reception and all of that. And the other 30,000 she deemed, oh, these are okay. I have no doubt there are all kinds of emails going back and forth, Mrs. Clinton and people in 2011, 2012 about Libya, but they're gone. And that's why she can say what she's saying here. But you have to hand it to her. While the entire political apparatus is trying to chase down Hillary Clinton's emails and to find some evidence of wrongdoing in there, here she comes today under oath. I didn't emails. I didn't do most of my business in email. I didn't even have a computer in my office. And everybody's supposed to go, oh, no, we've been snookered again. Oh, no, Mrs. Clinton's pulled the wool over our eyes again. She said, there were a lot of things that happened that I was aware of and that I was reacting to. If you were to be in my office in the State Department, I didn't have a computer. I didn't do the vast majority of my work on email. She said, I bet there's a lot of Sid Blumenthal's emails in there from 2011, too. Brooks said, well, we'll get to that later. And Hillary said, well, I don't want to give a mistaken impression about what I did and how I did it. Most of my work was not done on email. My closest aides, officials in the State Department, the rest of the government, as well as the White House and people around the world, I talked to them in person. I talked to them on the phone. I didn't do email. So, in short, she's trying to tell everybody, you're chasing the wrong tail here because there's nothing to see because I didn't do it. Hillary sent at least 60,000 emails. None of that while she was in her office? None of that was done from a computer? None of it was State Department business? Is that what we're being told now? She only did email at home She didn't have a computer in the office. And the email she did at home had nothing to do with Libya, Benghazi, or any of that. Well, she can go up there. I know she's under oath. She can go up and say whatever she wants to say. It's going to be up to Hillary opponents, interviewers, interrogators to expose it and get to the bottom of it. And that's just going to depend on what kind of energy level people have that they want to really expend on this. If Hillary Clinton didn't have a computer in her office and didn't do most of her business on email, then why have an off-the-grid server at home in Chappaqua? What would be the reason for that?